Good morning. Hello, everybody. How is everybody? I am a little bit early. I completely forgotten to schedule this last night as well, which was very silly of me. So I did it this morning when I woke up. But yes, I am down here ready to do some sketching and planning and thinking out loud with you guys for ideas for, just had an email to say that I've gone live. That's good. But yeah, ideas for my dressmaker's ball dress. And Dad's currently outside watering the plants. So yeah, and apparently the building. So yeah, I've got an overall idea in my head of what my dressmaker's ball dress is going to look like. But I need to refine a few details, and I didn't want to start sewing the Deer and Doe projects during the hangout with you guys because they are going to be proper videos. So I didn't want to try and film, although I have got my camera set up here. I didn't want to try and film at the same time as chatting with you guys. So I thought this would be a interesting thing possibly to do, and it would be also nice to bounce some ideas off you guys, because the comment section on the fabric haul video, there's lots of opinions. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully interesting. Trusting UK is here. Hello. Jojo's here. Good morning. Maverick says hello. Hello. Jenny says good morning. Good morning. Tristan's here. Good morning. I was actually early. You were. So am I, but you are. So I bought this book years ago. Years and years and years ago. Like, we're talking 20 years ago now. I wonder if it's got a publication date in it. They usually do, don't they? Do you have a publication date? 2001. 21 years ago. That was that's quite a while ago. So yeah, I bought this book because I've always been interested in fashion, and you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to school and learn how to do the thing, and then just never did. And I really enjoyed drawing out costumes and things on this, but I never have had enough interest in art. I'm an okay artist, I'm not great, and that's because it's never interested me enough to want to put in the time and the effort that it would take to get marginally better. I don't know that I have an actual flair or talent for it, but this book talks you through figure drawing for fashion, literally, but it does have these figures in it that I can trace out and use as a croquis. So I do have the Fashionary. My sister-in-law bought it for me for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I could use those, but they're quite small, and also it's in a book, and I've got this thing where if it's in a book it needs to be perfect, where if it's on loose paper then it's like it can be scruffy. So obviously this lady is very stylized, and they do have like a regular figure, and then how they elongate. I've lost my pencil. How they elongate them for fashion here. So I could trace out this lady as well. I mean, I'm not remotely saying that I look like her, but I do have the same length torso that she does, just my legs are shorter. So I probably will go for this one because it fits on A4, and I'm going to be drawing a ball gown over it, and it'll be easier for you guys to see. So I'm going to trace a couple of these out and then try and kind of show you guys the type of thing that I'm thinking of for my dressmaker's ball dress, because like I say, there's a few little tweaks in there that I'm not 100% sure. I haven't nailed down all of the options yet. Nia says, I'm here but watching on the big TV. Hello, welcome. Jane says, good morning, all good morning. Diana says, hey peeps, it's a beautiful day in South Africa. I'm working on my second NCW. Nice. Natalie says, hi. Hello. Karen says, good evening from Brisbane, Australia. Hope everyone is well. Very well, thank you. How are you? Alana says, good morning, lovely Sean and Peeps. Good morning. Lizzie says, morning, all good morning. Caroline says, morning, Sean and Peeps. Good morning. Nimoy says, hello everyone. Hi Nimoy. Karen says, good morning all. Texas is here. Good morning. Very early for you. The very lovely Linda Real has sent me $5. Thank you. With a little, how's it going, dude? He is very cute. I like him a lot. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. And not to sound ungrateful or anything, and it is amazing. The YouTube do take a large cut of the super chats, and if you send me a coffee, which is linked in the description down below, I get 98% of it, whereas if the super chats, YouTube take quite a large cut of it. But thank you very, very much. And I that's not a complaint whatsoever, or a kind of like, please send me coffees. I very much appreciate all the coffees. But just so you know, Linda, thank you, though. Thank you very much. Concetta is here. Good morning. Nicholas says, morning from rainy but sweaty Inverness, doing the ironing, which is making it worse. Rensko's here. Hello, everyone. Hi. Yes, now I can imagine if it's humid and then also you're having to do ironing, that's not great, definitely. I have made myself a hot chocolate. A Black Forest Gatto hot chocolate. I mean, technically this is only 65% chocolate, so it's not technically keto. I should have gone for the 70 or 80%, but they don't do flavors in those ones. Oh no, that's not true. The mint one I can have, which I do love, but mum and dad don't. Not that mum and dad have had any of these, to be honest. I love my velvetizer. Nia says, get dad to take a photo in black leggings and tight vest against a white wall, printed off on A4 and trace out the outline. Then you get to your exact shape proportion for your croquis. That's a very good idea, Nia. I'm not doing it now though, because that would involve quite a lot of work. And we are set up for doing this, but I do like that idea. That is a very good idea. I don't think I actually own any black leggings, you know, though. I need to make some. They're on my list. Sorry, I've got an eyelash that's just not behaving itself. That's better. Keeps trying to poke downwards, which is not good. Yeah, so the fabric haul. You guys seem to be very interested in all of the plans for the fabric haul. I do think I can do them. I don't think I've bitten off way more than I can chew. The plan is that I'm going to get as many of the deer and doe dresses sewn this week coming as possible. I've also got the border print jumpsuit to do, but that shouldn't take too long. And the Vogue shirt, that was the other one. I'm going to drink my hot chocolate before I start work. Because yes. Nia says, I drank a bottle of Prosecco last night, so I'm definitely not in ketosis this morning. No worry. But has it been working for you? Because I know it worked for you for the while we were there. Has it still been working for you, Big Bird? Right. So yeah, the Friday's video is going to be the orchid, then Saturday possibly the jumpsuit. Following Friday is going to be, I've got cat hair in my stickers. Following Friday is going to be the licorice, and then the Vogue shirt. The Friday after that is going to be the Forget Me Not, and then the 5 pieces from one collection. And then the last Friday of the month is going to be the Dressmakers ball dress. And then the Saturday will be my September lookbook. And we're leaving for Big Birds on the 28th of September. So I have got 3 whole weeks and 2 days. So that's 23 days. 23 days to get all of that done. And as I say, the deer and doe dresses are all cut out, so they just need to be sewn. And they're all fairly straightforward. They shouldn't be too difficult to do. The only thing is going to be that they're new to me dresses, so it will take me a little bit longer because I will be reading the instructions and then probably going, nah, not doing that, I'm doing it this way. But that's because it's me we're talking about. Nimue says, I'm not prepared today, want to trace a pattern but haven't printed the instructions yet, so I'm taking you on a trip to the printer with me. Nice. Carmen's here. Hello Peeps from a windy Cape Town. Hello, welcome. Yes, no, when I went to Cape Town, it was January through to February, and the Cape Doctor was very much in effect, or in residence at that point. But again, that was years ago, 17 years ago. Oh my gosh, this eyelash. Might need to sort this out, you know. It's really misbehaving. Julie's here. Hi, lovelies. Hello. Charlie's here. Hey, peeps. Hello. So yeah. I've had a very nice weekend. We went to the Wolverton Manor Garden Show yesterday. Susan's here. Hey, everyone. Hello. Which was very much fun. There were 2 bag makers there, both of which the stalls were basically covered in lavender and twine patterns, both of which were over the moon that one of the bags had been named after a village on the Isle of Wight. They were like, she must have been here. I was like, yes, she has. She's one of my bestie friends. Felt very, yeah, I was like, so, yeah. Julie says, how are you all doing? Very well, thank you, Julie. How are you? I've also got all the new stuff for next year's bullet journal over here, ready and prepped. I've got the notebooks this time because I did buy an origami notebook again, but then I suddenly thought, do you know what? I want to try a traveler's notebook the way it's meant to be done. And I got these from this person, which is the same place that I got my leather traveler's notebook from, this one. And they are dot grid and kind of like a brown paper, and I'm going for like crumpled paper, tea stained, old tickets, because I've got a whole bunch of stickers and stuff in here that I want to use. And I do really love this year's bullet journal, and it really is wonderful, and I'm very happy with it, but I thought I'd try something different for next year. So I've got 4 months fits into one of these books. So I've got 3 books for the actual days of the year, and then I'm going to have 1 book for the future log and planning and what I've made and keeping track of my make 9. I'm also thinking about doing a project next year called Projects That Scare Me. I think I told you guys about this, and I've written out, and I've got a list at the moment of 11 projects that scare me. Which are the Ziggy jacket, a corset, the blue butterfly dress, the Dior silk skirts that I want to make, trend patterns, trench coat, the lace dresses, Doctor Who cosplay. That's more, I mean, that does scare me because it's suiting, but it's also more about finding the right fabric. My basic blocks, which is going to be January's video, fitted trousers, like, yeah, slightly scared of those. The Burda dirndl pattern, the very lovely Karen sent me the pattern, the silk, the little doodads and the ribbon and everything for. And then also the African wax print fabric that I've got that Karen got me the voucher to buy. And I think I want to do a Liz dress with that. So that's also a boned dress as well. And then I was suddenly like, I was up to 11, and then it was like, oh, well, how about if I try like 1 project a month that scares me, kind of thing, and then throw in TNTs so that I'm not totally just like. And I was thinking maybe I could put that up. I can't think what the last one would be, but I was thinking maybe I'll put that up for a vote on Patreon, or maybe just open it up to the, like, what would you like to see me make? What do you want to challenge me with, kind of thing? Because I do, as we know, play it safe. Maybe like one of Bianca's Space Queen colour blocked dresses, pencil skirt dress, because if I get my blocks to fit in January, then a pencil skirted dress out of the correct type of fabric might not be the worst thing in the world. Maybe we'll pencil that in or write that in. That could be an idea. Okay, so that's 12 projects that scare me. Oh, I should have put a bra in there as well, shouldn't I? Never mind, I've filled that last space in now. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be totally fine. Totally fine. I finished my hot chocolate. I can no longer procrastinate. So I'm going to just put this out of the way. I'm also going to bring my pencil sharpener back over because that will be helpful. And get the eraser rubber out of the pencil case because I have a feeling that's also going to be helpful. Got a drawer full of pencils down here, so it doesn't matter that I threw the other one on the floor. But yeah, I think Nia's idea about getting a photo of myself against a wall and then making a quickie that is actually completely my size is a genius one. So I will be doing that at some point, talking Dad into doing that for me at some point. Right, so shall I tip you down a little bit? There we go. There we go. Right. Let the terrible drawing begin. So let's see. No, let's catch up with the chat and then terrible drawing. Carmen says, you look awesome in that blue, Shan. Oh, thank you very much. I do like this dress. This was definitely an experiment. It was a weird fabric, like leopard print and orchids. And I do need to tack these together and then tack them to this. I lengthened the bodice on this one and I really didn't need to. There is a sew along for this dress. Is the 7318 McCalls, and I love it. And I actually have plans to make 2 in December. I've literally been planning out my entire rest of the year, what I'm going to make every month, not giving myself more than 11 projects each month so that I am not overwhelming myself. And December, because I'm going to be filming daily for Vlogmas as well, I have decided to do nearly all knit projects. So I'm going to be working my way through my knit stash. I have 3 there that I'm going to be working on, and then I'm also going to be doing the green cashmere wool coat with the Vogue pattern, which also scares me. So, you know, I mean, again, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I try something and it either works or it doesn't, and you learn something or you don't. I think, you know, like, I could very easily just procrastinate on things and put them off, and I have been doing, because they scare me and like it could go wrong. But if it goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's fabric that sometimes maybe I won't be able to get back again, but hopefully I'm sensible enough that I will be making mock-ups, and if it's a wearable muslin, using fabric that is replaceable before I dive into the irreplaceable fabric. And, you know, without trying, I don't know. It's like the Schrodinger's cat or the Schrodinger's camisole kind of thing as well. Like, you know, it's always going to be the perfect and not perfect camisole whilst it's been cut out for 2 years now, hasn't it? So I really ought to get that sewn up at some point as well. Maybe I need to do a UFO one. There's some other alterations that I found in my stash that I need to do as well. So yeah, we'll get there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Sandra says, hi Peeps from Australia. Hello. Michelle says, morning from Bermuda. After avoiding it for 2.5 years, school year started and we're all down with COVID. Oh no. Fortunately, mild symptoms, just tired of being stuck at home with 2 kids and hubby. Oh, you poor thing. I hope you feel better soon. Cecilia says, morning from Oklahoma, USA. Good morning. Michelle says, Sean, did you ever recut the white border print jumpsuit with the oranges flowers border print? I did. I have that piece over there. I need to unpick the leg and put it back in, and that is hopefully going to be Saturday's video, so it needs to be done. So I did recut, and it should be going up soon, fingers crossed. Julie says, medium to good. I have muscles that hurt in my behind, and it has been hurting for a good few weeks now. And my husband is away all weekend. He'll be home tonight, but I miss him. Oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling poop, and I'm glad that your husband is coming back this evening. Una's here. Hello, Sean. I just finished watching your fabric haul dressmakers ball video. Lol. Just been watching while I have my breakfast, but then I'll be back to working on my own dressmakers ball pattern, and we'll need to concentrate. Yes, one scary project a month sounds like a doable plan. Maybe you could do one per quarter, a lot less sewing time than you. Maybe I could do one per quarter, a lot less sewing time than you. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's like one of those things that you can fit it in to your schedule any way that you want. And solidarity, like I will totally cheerlead you on as you guys cheerlead me on whilst we try the difficult things. This thing scares me. Let's do it anyway. Because, genuinely, what's the worst that can happen? It could go completely horribly wrong, but it's not the end of the world, and at least I've tried. So, yes. Susan says, maybe bra undies. Yes, I suddenly thought about that after I'd written in that final thing. Jojo says, come and escape to Victorian Whitby with me. I really want to do a historical costume. I want to do an 1860s romantic era one, though. Carmen says, I agree with Una. Julie says to Jojo, can I come? I'm working on a skirt with an original pattern from the 1895 book. Very cool. Carmen says, oh my gosh, when last did I see a pencil sharpener like that? Takes me back to my first year of school many moons ago. Dad loves this. Like, this is Dad. So, it works really well. So who am I to complain? Charlie says, everything will be fine. Exactly. It'll be fine. Claire C says, good morning, Sean and Peeps. I hope that you're well and finding time to sew. I haven't actually sewn since I got back from the Festival of Quilts, but I will be tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the Deer and Doe orchid dress tomorrow, and I'm excited. Una says, I'm tackling one scary thing with my dressmaker's ball, very slippery fabric. Oh, you can do it. Jojo says, absolutely to Julie, the more the merrier, indeed. And Julie says, I have a pencil sharpener like that too. They are very good. Right, so this would be easier with a light under the paper. But I haven't got a light that's easily accessible. Yeah, we do. Now I've got to find it. Mum's got an A3 light box, but where is it? Where is Mum's A3 light box? Oh, is that it? Then I've got to find the wires for it. No, that's not it. Oh, Jesus, that's a giant spider. Sorry, I did not mean to take the Lord's name in vain. There was a very large spider that jumped out. I mean, it didn't jump out at me, sitting there very peacefully. What's Mum done with her light box? It's one of those daddy long leg spiders where you can see their knees. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had my disabled, I think, Nia, did you call that giant spider Marvin? I think you did. Marvin's son came to visit the other day. He clearly heard good things about Club Bathroom. And there it is, found it. It was in a sensible place. Now I've got to find a lead for it. Which is over there. Ha! Will it be long enough? Yeah, he'd clearly heard good things about Club Bathroom because he was in the bath as well. So I opened the window, made a toilet paper ladder, and he was gone by the next day. But he wasn't quite as big as Marvin. Was it Marvin? Yeah. You were going to go on adventures with him, weren't you? I can't remember what you'd christened him. I know it was funny. That's Rue next door, shouting at the other neighbour's dog. Poor Rue. She had like her little territory to herself, and all was good. And then new neighbours moved in both sides with both dogs that don't like other dogs. And so poor Rue's in the middle having to like patrol her territory. And they all start screaming at each other. And Nia says it was Marvin. Well, Marvin's son came to visit last night and apparently enjoyed the amenities of club bathroom and then left via the toilet paper ladder, which was awesome. You'd think I'd have prepared for this ahead of time, wouldn't you? Nope, it's not that one. It's this one. Yeah, that's going to go in there, the right way up, and that plugs in there. Oh, I remember this being a tight fit. There we go. There we go. It's lit up, which it's probably not going to be the most elegant solution because it's a book, but that's so much easier. And I think to make it brighter, there we go. That's the badger, which some ladies at the Festival of Quilts had never heard before and were fascinated by. So yes. Where did I get to with the chat? Caitlin says, good evening from Leeton in New South Wales, Australia. I was watching Janelle from Rosary Apparel and she was saying Noosa. Is that New South Wales? She's like, I was in Noosa. Which kind of sounds like it should be New South Wales, but I could be very wrong. So let me know. Wilmeen says, good morning. It's wonderful to see you, and I really enjoyed your Festival of Quilts adventure. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. I bought the Bonina 570 QE, and I'm very happy with it. What a joy to work with a machine like this. I'm currently working on my first jacket ever. Oh, awesome. Karen says, Noosa is Sunshine Coast in Queensland, so it's not remotely an acronym for New South Wales. Thank you for letting me know. I need to come and visit Australia so I can find these things out in person because, yes. Right. So these legs are going to be completely covered up by a giant skirt, but we're going to trace them out anyway. She has some funky things going on with her toes. And I wish I had ankles like this. That might be one downside to your plan, Nia, is actually seeing yourself in leggings to make your own croquis. Might be a little bit like, do I really look like that? Maybe I should have traced a few of these out ahead of time, but never mind. Oh, she's got a pointy elbow as well. Without all the shading, I have a feeling she's going to look a little strange, but never mind. Never mind. This lady kind of has massive resting bitch face as well, so I'm probably just going to draw in the top of her head because we really do just need the outline. And actually thinking about it, maybe I ought to go and photocopy this and print out a bunch of them rather than keep tracing them, because I was just going to trace like more, but it'd probably be more sensible to maybe I should just, no, I didn't want to photocopy the page because it's quite strong lines of like underwear and stuff, which I want to be able to rub out, so maybe I won't do that. Pointy elbows. Being able to draw is an amazing talent. I really enjoy watching art channels on YouTube. Yeah, that's kind of enough of a figure. I mean, it's not brilliant, even tracing it, but it'll do what I need it to do. So I can turn the light box off and move that over. And now, she's kind of got flat boobs, but never mind. Never mind. Put that over there, put that over there. And now we can attempt to draw in the dress. So now this is a sweetheart. It's a really low cut sweetheart neckline. And then it's got straps that are quite wide because they were designed to cover my bra specifically. And then it has side panels, which you're only going to be able to see one of, and then there's a dart there. Okay. So that's a really basic representation of the bodice. So I think the sweetheart is actually a little bit more lower than that. And then there's these side panels, because this dress, I designed it with the with like dimensional laces in mind. So the point was that this front panel here was meant to have a lace overlay, and then these side panels would be like a flat black, or not contrasting, but flat color that matched the lace. But there was no dimension at the sides, so that this part would stay as slim as possible, and the waistband was the same. That's why there is a waistband, so that again there's lace at the top here and dimensional lace, and then the waistband is flat, and then there's lace from the skirts. I think I've got a photo of the finished dress to go back quite a few years. It was the year previous to that, wasn't it? I think. Still had long hair. Still had long red hair. No, I've got a photo of this dress somewhere. But where is it? But yeah, the whole kind of thing with the lace panels was that it needed to be as close to the body and tight to the body as possible at the side seams and along the waist, so that it, there was no bulk added in those places. And can I find a picture of this dress? No, I cannot. Because I can't remember. Ah, here we go. It's me with other people. I have got a picture of this dress, just me. I'm a baby Gianna. Here we go. Here we go. This is the right era. Let's see if I can find a picture of the dress. Do I have more than just that one photo? No, I don't. Oh, that's annoying. I've only got photos of it from the back. Booger. Okay. It's not the best photo ever, but I do love that one. That's me, believe it or not, many moons ago. But can you see the lace? You know, it's all it goes into a waistband, and the straps as well don't have any detail on them, so that it all kind of lay really flatly. There we go. So I still got all the volume and embellishment from the lace, but it was streamlined at the sides, which you can just about see in that photo. Oh, that one's slightly better. Kind of see, sort of, not really. But that was the point of that dress. But I do think it's actually a lot lower cut, and it was low cut because that it's meant to be a lace overlay that goes over the top, so it was coming down just literally over my bra, and then the lace overlay kind of made it a little bit more modest. But you know, who cares about modesty? You got nice boobs, show them off. So yeah. Let's see. Julie says, I like spiders, somewhat to the contrary, but also just because I find them fascinating. I don't mind them when I can see them and I know where they're going. It's when it's like they're in my bedroom and they kind of, I need to turn the light out to go to sleep, and they're like on the ceiling or something, and like, no, just no. Nia says, yes, it was Marvin. He was a top bloke. Well, his son came to visit. His son was not as large as him, but yes. Yes. Conchetta says, it's a bit too early to start sewing projects here. There's a human still sleeping, so it's all about coffee and crocheting in a corner to corner blanket this morning. Ace the Wonder Cat is here too. Oh, lovely. Cecilia says, when you said Jesus, it sounded like you were calling on him to come and take care of the spider. I mean, if he wouldn't mind. I mean, again, he's only like this big and he's just all legs because he's one of the daddy long leg spiders, but I just wasn't expecting him to be there, because there's one that lives down there and then there's one that lives over here as well. And I don't mind them. It's just, I'm not very good with spiders, as you guys know. So, yeah. But I didn't mean to take the Lord's name in vain. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody. Where did I get to? Karen said, I read that one. Carmen says, sewing jackets is my biggest fear. I have all the gear, but no idea. I want to start with an easier pattern. Any suggestions? When you say jacket, do you mean like a fitted blazer or do you mean like a coat? But I would suggest, and where's it gone? Where's my book? Where is my book? Here he is. Julia Bobbin on Instagram. Follow her. She recommended me this book. Loved this. We used it to tailor a couple of coats. I did the speed tailoring rather than the pad stitching and stuff. But really liked that book. But yeah, Julia Bobbin on Instagram is another really good tailor. Or she's learning tailoring techniques and she's taking everyone along with her on her journey, which I find really interesting. Okay, so I've got a bit of a wonky bodice, but we've got a bodice nonetheless. This is probably not as interesting as I thought it was going to be because you guys can't see what I'm doing and I can't add a second camera angle, which is a shame. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that then. Let's see. Julie says funky toes. Yeah. Caroline says trace one as you want it, then copy that. That's what I was thinking, Caroline, but I like being able to rub out the lines as well. So yes. Julie says being able to draw is just trying and trying and trying again and then not needing stuff to be perfect. Yes, exactly. And I'm not the kind of person that well, I don't love it enough to keep doing it and practicing as much and just allowing myself to be crap to then get slightly better. I enjoy it in as much that if the mood strikes, I want to do it, but then the result is never what I'm intending it to be, and that frustrates me. So I've worked. That's why I did the bullet journal the way that I did, like, you know, using Canva. Somebody else is an artist, and I'm just using their work in a way that makes me happy. So I'm kind of, yeah, it's one of those things that it's never going to be something that I'm willing to dedicate the time to get marginally better. But yeah. Cecilia says you've probably already mentioned, but what's your croquis method? Did you use software, take a picture and trace? I have a fabulous artist friend draw one of you. Just curious. Literally traced it from a book. So I mean, I am fully aware that I don't look anything like this lady, but she does have a long torso like me. Her legs are also very long. I wish my legs were that long, but I don't think anybody actually looks like that in real life. But yes, so we've got a basic bodice there of the lacy dress. This is the Kittenish Behaviour Grace dress. So what I'm planning on doing is putting a bit of an under boob there as well. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to trace out this front piece without the dart, and I'm going to trace up, put my dress on and find out what the length is of the strap up to the shoulder, where it sits on the shoulder, and I'm going to draw and do a cowl that goes over here. So I know how to draft a cowl, so I want it to come down to about here, and it's going to get sewn into these side seams here, or these sort of like, because the seam comes here, so there's a side panel, so there isn't a side seam, as it were. It comes further forward, so the cowl's going to get sewn into that seam and sewn in at the waist, and then just drape at the front, and then I'm going to sew the gems on top of the cowl again here to try and keep the sides as slim as possible, to make sure that it is kind of like there's no bulk being added at the sides, because that's I really don't want to widen myself there. I don't mind widening myself there at the hips, which is bloody eyelashes doing the thing again. Excuse me, let me just see if it's actually, what is going on with this eyelash? The joys of a front facing camera. I think that's, there we go. It gotten caught. I thought it was one of the ones on the inner corner, and it wasn't. It was one of the middle ones that had gotten caught. Where was I? So yeah, cowl. So let's see if I can kind of, it's going to be, and the cowl is going to be dark green and on the outside. Yeah, I don't think my illustrating skills are great. So the cowl is going to be dark green on the outside and then the creamy color on the inside. And this sweetheart part of the bodice is going to be cream. And then the front part of the straps is also going to be cream. So I'm going to put a seam in at the straps at the here, because as I mentioned, I might do shoulder capes, although I might not. So that's pretty much what the bodice is going to look like. And I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to remove the there we go, slightly better. Traced in a line through her fingers, which was bugging me. So yeah, I'm thinking the gems are, not sure which way up the gems are going to go, but the gems are going to kind of really helpful showing you on such a patterned fabric, but they're going to kind of like cup the boobs, so the cowl needs to not be too much as well. But again, the gems are going to be not on the side, and I don't mind that they're going to go over the waist and kind of meet up and do that over the other side as well. Very kind of yeah, sort of, you know, like this is all kind of making everything, the eye go into the middle, which is what I'm aiming for with this. So we've got gems. Oh dear. Terrible. I mean, this actually has ended up looking like a giant amoeba is attacking her. I am really not an artist, but I'm pretty set on that as a bodice. I'm pretty set on that. I think that's going to look really nice. So it's taken me 47 minutes to get to this is what I want for the bodice. So for the skirt, this is where I need your help. Oh my God, the eyelash is doing its thing again. I'm sorry. Behave. There we go. Where did we get to? With the chat. Let's see. Claire says, was wondering, when I was working on design projects with the children at school, I'd photocopy off their starting sketches where you started the dress design, so they had an easy way of changing ideas. Yeah, maybe I should go and photocopy this. I think that's going to look nice, because the inspiration as well is Serena van der Woodsen at the Wight party, which I appreciate. This is actually turning out nothing like that dress, because I want a much fuller skirt. But I did pin a bunch of images. At least I think I did. Where are they? Serena, where are you? There she is. Serena van der Woodsen. That's not a great picture. So this was kind of like the inspiration image, but again, I mean, it's not turning out anything like that, but I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of support under there, but I need more of support than that. So yeah, now it's going to be a floor length full skirt. We know that. Floor length full skirt. Now, do I do a front panel? So front panel that comes here, which has got box pleats, which is the white fabric underneath. Do I do that there, or do I do one center box pleat, which when you walk, the white comes from there? Which one do you think? Because that's what I can't decide on. I kind of, because I'd love the idea of a thigh-high split and just on the one side, but I don't like my legs, so I don't want to have a dress that's split all the way up to the top of my thigh, because I would hate how my legs look in that. So that's why I want to put the white fabric underneath of it. But do I do the center one, or do I do a straight center panel? So let's see. So front panel that when it splits when you walk, or do I do, oh my gosh, my illustrating skills are terrible. So yeah, center front panel that has the wide box pleat underneath of it, so that when you walk this flashes. Or do I do a center, do I do a center green panel with white either side? I'm kind of leaning towards the front, the center front split, because of the way that the gems kind of come into the middle. So I'm thinking a center front split there might look quite nice. And then I could possibly echo the gems from the waist round like that, so that the gems, I'll try. So we'd have like one there, and then like that, because again, I wonder if I should try and get one of my mannequins out and try and pin to the mannequin. Might that be better? That might be better, mightn't it? Let's see if I can actually do that. Now you are the one on, you're on your skinny legs. Will you come out? This one's covered in spider webs. Oh, it's all going horribly wrong. She's covered in spider webs. I've just destroyed Marvin's home. Right. Okay. Let's see if this works out a bit better. Oh, pins are behind you. Oh, hello. That was my cleavage. Sorry. Hi. This is chaos, isn't it? So yeah, I'm thinking she's on a wobbly base as well, so she doesn't want to stand still. I'm thinking and I can cut some of these apart if they're not quite the right shape. So yeah, like that mirrored, and then like that. Yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking. And there's still, you can still see the side there. So there's no bulk being added to the side pieces, but like having that kind of growing down the body. Let me catch up with the chat because I think I'm really far behind. I think this might be better than me trying to draw it, because I'm terrible at drawing. Ali's Stitchy Finger says, morning Shan, is your PO box sorted? Wanted to send you some of the frog pools you admired at the Festival of Quilts. Also, what colour rainbow zip would you like to go with it? Oh, thank you. Yes, the PO box address is in the description down below. That's very kind of you. Um, what color? Also, what color rainbow is it? Would you like to go with it? Oh, either black or white, because they're probably. Oh my goodness, this stupid eyelash. There we go. That was the problem. It was hanging on for dear life. It needed to come out, and it's gone. That's not. It's just gone now. Yeah, black or white, please. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Nimue says, "What is it with patterns not having lengthened lines? Getting the waistline off my rib cage is like 50% of why I started sewing, and this one can't. This one can't even be easily measured due to the shaping. Ugh, I feel your pain. Yeah, no, I think it's very lazy drafting when people don't put lengthen and shorten lines in, because not everybody is 5'5" or whatever height they've drafted the pattern for. I totally feel your pain there." Julie says, I am double procrastinating so enormously right now. I need to fold the washing and then hem the skirt, but both things I don't really want to get going on. I know how you feel. Carmen says blazers and coats. That tailoring book is awesome. Carmen also says, love the Sew Over It Sorrento jacket. Thank you. We'll try that book. Sew Over It Sorrento jacket, the instructions on that are written really, really well. They're very, very well written. So that should be fine. Margaret says, we had a long-leggedy spider in our pantry, and besides it was a ball of spider eggs, I had to get the vacuum out. Sorry. Oh, no. Yes. No. I totally agree with you on that one. Mim says, hi, Sian. Hope you're well. And hello, Peeps. Very well, thank you. How are you? Judy says, Alex has the proportions of that croquis. She has legs for days. That one she does indeed. Reiki says, good afternoon, all. I like what you're doing today. Sewing has been fine, but my body is changing. Always have had a belly, but with menopause hitting, it protrudes so much. I used to love styles I used to love just don't suit me anymore. Don't know what to sew. Maybe drawing will help. Yeah, and I know I've said it before, but one of those, if you go and try on a bunch of stuff in a department store, if that's an option, like stuff that you may never have even thought of before, just to give it a try and see how it comes out. Jojo says, ooh, that's beautiful inspiration, but then Blake Lively, and it's Blake Lively and she always looks stunning. Good choice. Yeah, no, she does. Yeah, she really, really does. I mean, if I could have Serena van der Woodsen's entire wardrobe, I would. And yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, probably mug Blake Lively for her body as well. But I think that's frowned upon, and I don't think I'd be able to download my consciousness. Plus, she's a mum of 3, isn't she? So actually, no, she can have that. Nimue says, I think off-center box pleats look nicer. I do too, but I do think that because of the way that I want to do this, that the center one might look better. Nia says, sorry, I missed the question. Yes, it's working for me, although I'll have to be stricter the next few days to cancel out last night. Yeah. But if you can't have fun every now and again, then it gets depressing. And I think that diets or lifestyle choices need to work for you and need to be doable in the long run. Julie says, love the idea of the side box seams and then the inside of the skirt being lined in the light fabric. Nia says to Miki, I'm so with you on that one. My kangaroo pouch is so annoying. Conchetta says, I think the centre panel with the box pleats would be more dramatic to keep the directness towards the centre of the whole dress. Again, I think I agree with you on that. So KB says, hello from Melbourne. 2 white peeping box pleats has my vote. Debbie says, hi all. Marissa says, so glam. Karen says, it's going to be just gorgeous. Debbie says, coming from a very sunny Cornwall, love your blingy beaded appliques. They are nice, aren't they? And I'm so glad the sun's arrived, because I thought Rachel had stolen it and taken it home with her. Karen says, centre pleat. Conchetta says to Nimue, I didn't think of that. In my head, I'm picturing the overskirt closing almost completely and the white peeks out from underneath. Might be totally wrong. Yes. So like the idea is that when you're standing still, you don't see the white, and it's just when you move that the box pleat would open up. At least that's how I'm envisioning it in my head. And to the point where I'm actually thinking that I would maybe even sew down just the first sort of like couple of inches of the top of the box pleat so that it would sit flat, and then when you walked, go from there. Yeah. Let's see. Julie says, cut the lace. Claire says the jewels will look amazing. They will. I mean, they were the most expensive part of this, but I think they were definitely worth the money. So let's get these. That's wrong. Have I put two of the same down there? I think I did. Yeah. Ah, I've pinned the wrong one to the wrong thing. So this one should go. This one should go. But oh, this mannequin does not want to stand. She's on a very spindly base. So let's. Yeah, so I actually think these bits here are going to end up getting cut off. I think those little ones, if I tuck those out of the way, I think that's better. And then yeah, so do you see what I mean about I've not pinned it. I mean, this one needs to go further around, doesn't it? Hang on. That's slightly better. This still needs to go further around. Did you see? Okay, so do you see what I mean about maybe the center box pleat might be a good idea rather than two? What do you think? Gillian Pin says, morning. Peeps, I'll be cutting out my outfit for the Dressmakers ball later today. I'm still losing weight, so I'm going for something loose fitting but hopefully glamorous. Ooh, exciting. Christine says, I vote for the centre box pleat. Mikey says, I mean, the other thing I could do, it doesn't even have to be a centre box pleat. I could just do a white panel of fabric down the centre because there's going to be the white neckline here. The white, I mean, do I even need the drape? Do I even need the drape with all of this going on? Because will the drape underneath all of that be too much? Because it could end up pooling badly there, couldn't it? Because the other thing I'm thinking is, you know, in the atonement dress, please don't fall over. Behave. You know, in the atonement dress, they have oh, why hasn't it got any good pictures of it from the front? They're all from the side. That's no good. Ugh, not one good picture in there. See if I can find a thing on here. Got to be a picture of her straight on from the back. Well, that one will do. So she's got this thing over the hips here. I was thinking about sewing into the side seams and then tying into a kind of like an attractive knot back here and having a drape from there, because otherwise the back of the dress could look very plain. Mind you, I'm going to have those little doodads that I'm going to cut off of there, so they could even go onto the. I don't know if that's going to work. Don't know. I can't afford to buy any more of these, and I haven't got time to get them shipped here anyway. So, but I like this like shape of them. So I was going to put a cowl on the back of the dress as well, but I decided against it because I wanted the cowl to kind of come really far down. But I was thinking actually maybe that's not the best of ideas, because again I don't want to hide the waist, and I couldn't work out a way that I would be able to put the cowl in just at the top here and not have to put in a side zip, and I hate side zips, and this hasn't got a side panel in it anyway, because the seams are here rather than at the center the sides, the exact side seam. So what are you guys saying? Let's see. Where did I get to? Makey says to Nia, kangaroo patch is a nice way to describe this. I think I look like I'm 9 months pregnant when I put on my lovely new sewn clothes. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling so. No, I was going to say flouncy, but flouncy is not the right word at all, is it? I'm sorry you're not feeling fabulous. And especially in stuff that you've spent time and effort making. So I hope you can find something that you do enjoy wearing, so that you can make a bunch of them and look fabulous in it. Sal says, good day, Sean and Peeps. Sorry that I'm late. Got a note. No worries. Debbie says, accidentally wrote my car off, so cannot get to the dressmaker's ball now. See you next year. Oh, Debbie, I'm so sorry. Linda's here. Hey, Peeps, love the dress you have on. Thank you. Julie says, eye hair thing. Cut the eyelashes. Oh, cut the lash. Cut the lash. Ah, yes. No, you're right. Eyelash. No, it's yeah. No, I don't like bringing scissors that close to my face. I'm not confident enough in my eyesight that I wouldn't just chop my own eyeball. So no, it's gone. It's sorted. Conchetta says, okay, that's what I was picturing in my head. Debbie says, those appliques are gorgeous. Very McQueen. Oh, thank you. Nimoy says, my rainbow skirt in the group has pleats like that, and they do fall open quite a bit as you move. The skirt has a lot less fullness though. Julie says, those are beautiful appliques. No drape needed. 2 box pleats on each side. Cecilia says, maybe a drape in the back. Yeah, because I was also thinking like the shoulder capes from that Vogue pattern, but I'm thinking, because I want a bit of drama in the back, because otherwise it's going to be all drama at the front and nothing at the back. The other thing is as well, I don't want anything too bulky there, because I'm going to be sitting in this dress to have dinner. So yeah. I mean, maybe they could wrap around a little bit more, but again, I don't want to be sitting on gems. Don't put the pins in your mouth, it's bad. Don't do as I do. Don't know, what do you think? What do you think about it kind of actually purposefully going further around like that so that there is a bit of interest in the back. That was me thinking it was going to be really easy choices, and now I'm not so sure. I think I kind of like them wrapping around to the back a bit more, because I really don't mind adding bulk at this bit. It's this bit that I really want to keep streamlined as possible. And I don't think I'd end up sitting on them if they were there. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that. But yeah, I don't think I actually do need I don't think I need the cowl there, do I? Which is the only difficult part of the draping, because like the pattern's already done. Then like all I need to do is draft a full length circle skirt. And this fabric is so drapey that it's not going to end up being too bulky, I don't think. Because this might be something to consider here, that I might end up having to kind of like release the fullness from this area. I think I like this. Caroline says, I think the cowl at the front would detract from the beauty of the appliques. I agree. So right. So in this case, do I do the entirety of the dress in the green then, and just put the white underneath of the skirt? Because like the outer of the cowl was going to be green, because this lace that the appliques are mounted onto blends really nicely into the green fabric, but it shows up massively on the white, and I was going to put like a white have this front panel be white with the drape over the top. But I'm thinking now the entire top of the outer of the dress ought to be green, and then just the flashes of the kind of goldy white color coming through in the skirt. What do you think? Nimoy says, I would still do 2 blocks pleats and position them to line up with the appliques, and it would be a shame to hide the bling behind the drape. Yeah, because these were going to be on top, so actually this could then come back out, couldn't it? Because I'd taken those bits out to allow room for the drape there. But if I'm not having a drape, then they could stay where they are. Definitely going to be kind of cupping the boobs, isn't it? This dress is already boobtastic, and this is going to be like a hello, here is my boobs, and here is my butt. Yeah, I do need to be able to sit down in this, so I'm thinking that they go around to kind of like there would not be too well. But yeah, here would not be too bad because I can still sit. So yeah. Nicola says no to the cowl drape. Personally, I think there's enough going on. This is true. There is quite a lot going on, isn't there? Ooh, I'm very behind with the chat, aren't I? Very behind with the chat. Debbie says to Cecilia, I was going to say the same. Karen says, have you seen the cowl neck on the Simplicity 6653? I think that would give you the V-neck and a cowl. I have not. I will look, but I already have my pattern, and I do not want to have to order a new one. I am trying to be good. Simplicity 6653. Is it the vintage one? I got the number right? 6653. That's what's coming up. So it's like a high neck cowl up here. But no, I want cleavage. Paid a lot of money for these. Nia says, I feel like the drape might detract from the gems and be a bit much. Possibly, yes. Cecilia says, it might give you pigeon breast effect if you do the drape at the front. I love the idea of the drape in the back. Julie says, I agree with Nim. If in my mind's eye, it looks perfect on you. Thank you. Elena says, back drape with 2 pleats will look awesome. Julian Pinson says, I need to make bias binding out of 4-way stretch velvet. Do I make it on the bias and use the most stretch of the fabric? I think I might have enough fabric to try both, but it's the first time using velvet. Wow. Okay. Actually, if it's stretchy fabric already, you might be able to get away with cutting it on the straight grain, but try the bias. If the bias is stretchier and that's what you need it to do, is it going around really tight curves? Because if you only need it to go just to finish off like a hem of a gentle curve on a hem, I would cut on the straight grain. But if you need it to properly shape around tight curves, then yeah. Oh, bias binding in velvet, stretch velvet. Susan says, the sash and the drape at the back sounds great. Carmen says, the atonement dress was stunning. I loved where you were going with this dress. The appliques are just gorgeous. Thank you. Rachel says, good morning. Good morning. Conchetta says, a pop of white. Could a pop of white go in the back of the dress instead of the front as a bit of a train? Well, I was thinking if I do like those, the things that get kind of put into a train and then draped from there, I was thinking the outside would be green and then the lining would be the cream color so that when it moved. But I'm not sure if... See, the thing is, I've got so many ideas for this, but I'm thinking, now that I've pinned this to... I'm thinking actually a basic dress underneath of it. Like, I can do the drape another time, can't I? I can always get more of this fabric if I want to try this, try it like the Serena Vanderwoodson one without the crystals on it. But I'm thinking maybe I should just do the dress, like make it really simple and have the crystals be the thing that do the talking. And that, you know, that really cuts down on the making time if I just make this into a circle skirt without adding any of the white in. I liked the idea of the white, but I'm not married to it, like in a like I must do this kind of way. Because it does look nice, but the green is much better color match. And that was why I was trying to keep the white away from the green crystals. I think I'm just going to make the bog standard KB Grace dress bodice and just tweak around with the positioning of these crystals. Because like I said, I really want to keep them off of these side pieces here so that it really stays slim there, but I don't mind adding bulk here. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do now. Is let these appliques do all the talking. Simple dress, but just with, yeah, I like that. And the higher up I raise these, I won't have to worry about sitting on them. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So simple dress with the waistband, cleavage tastic, the straps that cover my bra, and then the full circle skirt that goes out underneath. And I think what I will try and do is make these might get lowered a little bit. But this might end up going kind of slightly up the strap. But depending, once the dress is made, then these might get lowered a little bit so that these bits here were just a bit above the waist, and then have this come round along the sides like that, and my butt will be here, so sitting isn't going to be too much of a problem. I don't think that's going to be too uncomfortable. I just don't slouch in it, don't lean back in it. Yeah. Where did I get to with the chat? Where did I get to with chat? Murphy Jinx says, what about a cowl cape thing attached to the shoulder seams? I did think about that, but I don't want to cover up. I don't want to cover up this. So if I did a cape cowl, I'd want it would come down really low, and I don't think that would be as nice on me as I would. Yeah. Like, I did think about back capes, but I really want to make sure that you can see my smallest part, because I do have such a big butt. So yes. So Kate says, seeing appliques in position, I think the centre box pleat would work well, perhaps with some gathering in the main fabric on the inside of the box pleat to create extra bulk for the white to peep out from. Possibly. Christine says, yes, Conchetta, that sounds great. The train of the white. Yes, I do like that idea. I don't have to use the white though. I bought it so I had the option. I could always do, like I said, I can always go back and get some more of this and do the draped Grecian style dress that I had imagined. Ooh, frame rate slowed right down there. It looks very strange. So I could always go, do like the kind of this, like this. This has got draping across here and then all gathered in here. So I could definitely do something like I originally imagined without the crystals. But I think the crystals really do need to take center stage. So yeah. Nimue says, smells like lunch is ready. See you later. Enjoy. Jenny says, love the drama of the back of the dress. Not too tight a waist for dinner though. I'll be traveling down by train, so might even make a traveling outfit. There's quite a few people did that actually, so that they could get changed when they got there and they didn't ruin or have to travel in ball gowns. Let's see. Christine says, yes, a flowy train thing coming from it. I mean, shoulder capes. I could still do the shoulder capes. Maybe. Cecilia says, do you have a small matching gems for the base of the back and have a pleat that opens up from that? This is all I've got gem wise, so I can cut this apart, like these ones up here, these little top bits here. I think that they would actually end up over the top of the dress, so I think they'd have to come off or be positioned differently, and then this is going to go up the strap. So this might end up going further up the strap. So I think I'm kind of married to this idea now. I'm going to read the rest of the chat and you guys are going to be like, no, do this. Let's move her over and I can sit down and catch up with the chat. I think the cowl neckline has been got rid of, I think. Might just leave her like that so she looks fabulous. I won't have a rustly paper plastic bag floating around as well. And inspiration to get on with the dress. Let's see. Cecilia, I've read that one. Debbie says, have a look at some 1930s evening gowns. There are some spectacular drapes to them. Dare I suggest your skirt is on the bias so you get the drape without the bulk? No, absolutely not. No, I'm going for a full circle skirt. This fabric is so lightweight and drapey, it's going to look great with it. I am going to interline it with cotton lawn and then line the dress itself with the same fabric so that nothing like rolls or peeks out. But I'm going to give it, I might even go for like calico or something underneath the cotton lawn. So there might be quite a few layers in this one just to give some structure to sew the crystals onto. There's lots of people that were worried about the amount of weight that the crystals were going to add. So I have thought about that. So yeah. Let's see. Rachel says, I like the applique wrapping to the back. Yeah, I do too. I think it gives enough. There's all the dramas at the front, but I think it gives some interest to the back as well, so that it's not just all party in the front and then nothing going on in the back. Why are you so wobbly? Are you not screwed in? Is that your problem? I don't know if I'm making this better or worse. Well, apparently I'm making it better. There you go. That was why she was so wobbly. She wasn't screwed in. Now she is. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Is it just my dirty mind? I'm sorry. Sal says, could the dress be very fancy X-Men gown because the shape of the back looks like an X? Diane says, the peak of applique at the back is the lovely tease for the front. If one were to see your back first, yeah, that's what I don't want, is the back to just be totally plain. That's why I was thinking of like the back butt wrap. Butt wrap. I have such a way with words, don't I? Oh, is it in the vintage section? I think it is, isn't it? I am looking for a specific pattern on the back momentarily. Here we go. Yeah. I'm not making this pattern. Before anyone suggests it, I'm not doing it. But I was thinking something like that for the skirt at the back might be nice. Oh, you guys. Sarah from Like So Amazing wore this to the first Dressmakers ball dress, and I complimented her on it and said she looked amazing. She was like, don't do it to yourself, it's awful. Oh dear. Nicholas says to Makey, I feel exactly the same. Over the past year, my shape has changed completely. There is a fab Facebook group sewing for my non-pregnant belly or similar, and it's really helpful. Oh, good knowledge. Thank you, Nicola. Diane says, at the back. Yes, got that. Karen says, yes to wrapping more to the back. I think so too. Jen Pin says, cowl at the back. No, because of getting in and out of the dress and the way that I'd want to put the cowl in is that it would. Oh, now I've made it too tight. She won't move. So the way that I'd want to put the cowl in is so that it would cowl there and still be. And there's no way that I can do that, I think, and still get in and out of the dress easily. Susan says, now that you've moved the applique, the 2 box pleats would work. This is true. This is true. This is true. Nicola says, yes, completely green. Susan says, now that I've read that one, sorry. Diane says, entire dress green, yes, please. Julie says, ooh, I just figured out you're a drama queen magpie. No hurt feelings intended. Cecilia says, the Goldie White would create the needed drama at the front. Yeah, possibly. Nicola says, I think the white is too harsh in comparison to use on the outside, but nice underneath. Yes. Marissa says, all green, top sounds lovely. The other thing that I was thinking is that I could possibly do like a white underskirt and maybe have this hemmed at the front, although I don't know how this fabric hems, and I kind of want it to be invisible. So if I was going to do the box pleats, the bit that attaches would be underneath the box pleat, and then just the folded edge would be seen. I'm kind of leaning towards all green though, you know. Let's see, what did I get to? Marissa says all green top sounds lovely. Diane says I agree, Nicola. Angelina says good evening from Victoria, Australia. I think it would look best all green, just a flurry of white in a pleat. Mia says she is indeed a self-confessed total magpie when shiny things are concerned. Yes, 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 I am. Claire says no cowl needed. Appliques peeping around the back are just perfect. Yeah, now that I've pinned them on like this, I'm really pleased with how this is going to look. Getting these even is going to be a... But I will get there. Karen says, yes, that one. Forgot you wanted a low neck. Sorry. No worries, no worries. I do like this. I think I do think that neckline is gorgeous, and it would actually work really well with those pleats in there if I was like, I must have a cowl, but no, I want cleavage. So Dawn says no cowl drape, centre box pleat for me, and what you're aligning with it, as my concern is the weight of the crystals pulling the fabric. Love how it's coming together. Yeah, no, I have thought about that. Like I say, I am going to interline it with some heavier weight cotton, basically, just so that the crystals have something for me to sew through and bite into the heavier weight that's going to support it. The waistband is also going to have a heavier weight in there as well. Hopefully it will look ethereal, but there should be enough support for everything there under there as well. Julie says, Paige, I thought you were a natural babe. No. No, I had these done, gosh, 23 years ago now. One of the best things I ever had done, because I've always had large hips and a small waist, but now I wanted the hourglass, so I evened myself out. Gin and Pins says beach pajamas. I'll go with proper bias binding. Right, yes. There is quite a curve at the front, isn't there? Yes, I would go with proper bias binding and possibly maybe sew it by hand rather than machine, just so that you don't curse. Sue says, oh, the fabric reminds me of a dress in the film Cocktail. It was gorgeous. I just watched that recently. Oh, I know the one you mean. Yes, 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 yes. Jojo says, my thoughts are to lose the white and cowl. Lovely. The sheen of the fabric is the thing, and the bling are enough. Keep it simple. That's what I'm thinking too. I think the white fabric I'm going to put away in the stash for something else, or I might make like a shoulder, just like a really plain literal rectangle of fabric if I have enough of the green left to just drape over my shoulders so that I have something to cover me up, possibly, because I'm also thinking that I'm actually going to go for a double circle skirt, and then kind of like when I sew these bits down, kind of corral the fabric so that it then comes out from there. I think that's going to look nice. I do think a double circle skirt is going to be the way forward. Sorry, Jojo, I've just seen one that goes your comment a little bit further down. Angeline says, don't overthink it. The simplest designs can be the most stunning. Let the gems shine. Elena says, in my opinion, some training gathering in the back will bring some drama in there, and you can use the white as a sash scarf. Great minds. Christine says, yes, the pattern is what I can see. There is the back. And Jojo says, no, step away from the pattern envelope. I absolutely forbid it. Yeah, no, I agree. I love this in practice, but I think I would actually hate it on me. I think my double circle skirt idea is going to be my best bet, and it's going to have panels in it because the fabric, as wide as it is, you know, isn't wide enough for a full. But I think, yeah, I think a double circle skirt with that up the top. I think if I cut some of these off and do the beads going further up, the crystals going up here, that would be good. I may cut these ones out as well, like I said, I was perhaps going to, just so it's definitely more of like a, we'll see how it looks on the final thing, but think I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy with this. Caroline says, you could take the drapes from that pattern, start under the lower part of the applique, round the back, and then do the tied at your the thing tied at your lower butt. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to sit down with that. Like, in theory, it sounds like a great idea, but that's why they did the knot at the front, isn't it? So that she could sit down, because a knot at the back means it's not going to be comfortable to sit on. Conchetta says, what if the cowl at the back is only attached at the shoulders? It would cover the top of the back zip. Yes, I had thought about that as well. That is something that I had considered. But I do think with all of this gems, I think the simple underneath and letting the gems do the talking is going to be. And also everyone in yesterday's fabric haul were really worried about my time management. So the fact that I'm making a simpler dress, that the only difficult part is going to be applying this beading evenly, I think is going to be a good thing. Do not get me wrong. I love my idea for the kind of like the cowl drape with this bodice is something that I am going to pursue. I can see myself, next time I go to Goldhawk Road, I can see myself buying a bunch of maybe like one of the bronze colours of this fabric. Bombay stores have this fabric available to buy online by the meter. They had meter cuts at the show because Mum and I were looking for her. But I think they do sell it by the meter on Bombay stores, but it is slightly more expensive. I think it was £7 per meter. And like I say, I got it on the Goldhawk Road for £4 per meter. I think what I'm going to do is make my green head to toe dress of dreams with the 8 meters of the green. Put the gold to the side, go and get the bronze and do my drapey kind of Grecian goddess and make the drapes the feature and do a back drape and do the shoulder capes and, you know, do the whole shebang. And yeah, and even to the point where I work out how to get the zip into the sort of like the side back panel so that I can have the drape at the back the same at the front. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this dress is going to be completely gold green, and the white gold I'm going to put away. I'm going to get more fabric next time I go to Goldhawk Road, because I do have another, you know, event to go to. I've got my gala dinner at the retreat in May next year, so another dress. And because I think I'm just trying to throw I was trying to throw too many ideas at this thing, and I think now that I've pinned it on like this, I think this is why I wanted to do it with you guys as well, because we can talk through all the different, like, oh yes, you should do this, or not doing this. So yeah. Yeah, no, Conchetta, just throwing out ideas. This is exactly what I wanted from this hangout, is to kind of like throw out ideas and sort of come up with different ways of putting this thing together. I do think I'm going to do 2 dresses. I'm going to go and get some of the bronze coloured fabric, because that was the other colourway that I loved, and do my Grecian draped capes dress with the same pattern, because I think it's going to be quite an interesting project as well. It's like a base pattern, but how many, like the five pieces from one pattern project. Yeah. I think this is the way we're going to go. Rotten Ralph says, good morning, peeps. I've been watching a while. I wake up. I must recommend the calico inclusion for strength. Yes, no, I agree. Completely agree. Yes. I've been watching Mariah Patty. She's doing the Breathe dress from Ever After, which is one of my favourite films. And she's just made herself a corset to wear under, that's going to be integral to the Breathe dress, so to support all the weight of the embroidery and stuff that she's doing on it. And I love that idea. One of my things that scares me, projects for next year, is a corset. And I'm hoping that, in my head, doing the blocks first and then kind of trying to work on a corset from that block, so that I've tackled all the length of torso issues and stuff like that. I love the idea of making a understructure to go for into evening gowns, and I'm not ruling out doing that. I did think about wearing a corset that I have for this dress, but I purposefully designed this dress to fit with the bras that I love and that I wear constantly. So this dress has the straps that perfectly cover my bra straps, where they hit on me, and it covers my bra at the back. It's as low as it can be at the front and still be decent, and the same at the back, so that the bra is completely covered. I can wear it. It's my comfortable bra. I love it. And then I can still have this low cleavage-tastic strappy dress on without having to wear a corset. And I did, like I said, I did think about a corset, but again, it's a dinner, so I wanted to be able to eat. So yeah. Karen says, can I ask you to drape the fabric so we can see it together with the beads? I'll hold it up. I really don't want to unfold it because there's a lot of it, but I mean, even that looks quite nice, like an illusion mesh bodice with that over the top. Very kind of Halle Berry Oscars dress. I think those, yeah, that's going to be the best bit, because as I say, the lace that this stuff is mounted to as well blends into that. And I possibly could get a few more beads, but I don't want to, like Angela Clayton does, I don't want to distract from the shapes of the leaves and the flowers in this too much by adding too many sequins and beads to the outside. I don't want to make it just like they've got shape in them. So yeah. Julia says, just sent you a picture. Let's have a look. That's really nice, Julie. I like that. Much better artist than me. I do like that. But there's not enough volume in the skirt for me to feel comfortable. And as I say, I already have the base pattern drafted for this, and I don't want to have to draft or find a new pattern to make it fit me. But I do like that a lot. Another good one would be the Vogue 8997. Let me put this one away so I don't get any ideas. I'm not going to, but just in case. Like this one would be another good base for the dress. I've actually lowered the front so it's a little bit more cleavage-tastic. But if I didn't have my grey stress pattern, this would be a great one, because again, like there's a shape to follow to put on the appliques. So that would, if I didn't have a pattern already, that would be a good option. And I have already traced and fitted that one to me, so I know it fits. Where did I get to with the chat? Mimoy says, I'm back. Don't forget to like the stream, peeps. Oh yes, there's 132 of us and 61 likes. Please do like the stream. So Felicia says, hi there, just watching a little before going to bed. Love that blue you're wearing. Thank you. Carol says, good morning from New York City. Good morning. Jennifer says, good evening, peeps from Australia. Good evening. Jen and Pin says, I had fun at Abercan looking at faux fur for wrap cape, but then realised my hands were black, so didn't buy any because I would have had to wash it before making anything. Yes. Caroline says, any idea when in November we will meet up? Honestly, I think it's actually going to end up being the beginning of February now. Just because we've had some, like, I've had some big bills and stuff come in, and I've had to cancel the October retreat. So I think it's probably going to be February rather than November, which is sad because I would have really liked to go in November, but I don't want to go and not be able to buy anything. And if I went, all of the money that it would cost me to get there and stay for a night would eat up my fabric buying budget. And I know I could go for a day, but I also, if I'm going, I want to go to the Levi's shop on Regent Street to get a pair of jeans tailored, because they only do that on the Regent Street one. Faye has said I could stay at hers, so the hotel costs might not be as much as I think they are. She lives in Seven Oaks, so I can go in and out. But yeah, because I've had to cancel the October retreat, I'm going to have more money in February than I will have in November. So if it's all okay with everybody, I think we're going to do a KB meetup on the Goldhawk Road in February, if that's all right. Rachel Lynn says, ooh, a gold and bronze dress will look lovely later. Yes, I think so too. I'm really excited about that, actually. I'm excited about this one, and I'm excited that I get to do another evening gown as well, because I think that's the problem. I was trying to put all of my ideas into one thing, and now that I've pared it down, I think two, like the drapey dress and the embellished dress, I think that's going to be a good plan. Conchetta says, I love the idea of 2 dresses of dreams, green for the win. Yes. So Felicia says, that sounds awesome. Maria says, good day from Long Island, New York. Nice beaded embellishment. Thank you. Silver Fox says, every evening, loving the conversation about the dress. I was worried that the cows were going to distract from the jewels. All together, it's looking very mermaid inspired colouring too. Yes, maybe I should dye my hair red again. Leslie says that's a gorgeous combination. Thank you. Sal says, Sian, have you seen the first 2 episodes of the Lords of the Rings show? Not yet. I am waiting till there are more out. So yeah, I walked in on Dad watching some of it though, so I've heard something, but I'm blocking it from my memory. Natalie says the shimmer of the fabric will look fabulous when you move. I think so too. I'm still the Luminosita, the light up LED fabric company, are still wanting to send me some fabric, but I've seen loads of people making stuff with their fabrics at the moment, and they're all making ball gowns, and I'm leaning towards trying something different, but I need to draft the pattern and send it to them for approval, and so I can tell them exactly how much fabric I need, and how many thingies and, like, you know, lights and stuff to make it work. So I'm still planning on doing that one, and it might end up being a Christmas dress, which would be very cool. But yeah, also, like, the LED fabric really only shines when it really is dark, and obviously I can't ask the entire Dressmakers ball to turn the lights off, so just so that I look good. So yeah, the LED fabric I'm still thinking about and still trying to work out a design for. I think I've come up with it though. Karen says, thank you, it's going to look stunning. I agree, keeping it simple, just your plain dress and the beads where they are now. I'm leaning towards the single split, but both would look good. I don't think I'm going to do a split at all. I think I'm just going to do, because I don't like my legs, and so that was the only reason I was doing a split, is because, like, thigh high split but with the white underneath. But I think it's just going to be all green, no split, floor length. Yeah, because if I made it T length, I'd want to put loads of petticoats under it to make it poof out and stand out more, but I don't want to have to make petticoats, and the only petticoats that I have are the wrong length. And Big Bird, your one that we altered for your wedding dress would not be right length or colour either, and I don't want to have to buy a petticoat, so I'm going to go for drapey, lots of movement, but yeah, I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to look good. Julie says that is just a sketch. You could make the skirt as fully as you like. No, I like the sketch on this one. I think your sketch is a really good idea. You could definitely make it fuller. But that the sketch that you sent me reminds me of the 8997. So yeah. Karen says, good morning from Long Island, New York. Just wanted to say how much I love your 5-piece capsule collection plans for September. Can't wait to see the finished garments. Oh, thank you. I can't believe it. I was so, like, when I went to editing, I was just like, I have literally just done the intro to the actual video. I should have just shown you the fabrics. Like, I'm going to shirt, dress, but then the video wouldn't have been very long. But yeah, that's why I put in the proceeds to explain all the details. Sorry about that. It ended up being a really long one, didn't it? Yeah. Barbara says, love the fabric and colour. You will look stunning. Those embellishments are gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping that I might, if I do end up cutting one or two off, like these ones, that I might be able to make some hair kind of thing to go with it, because I'm going to wear my hair completely up with my faux ponytail on it, and I'd like to kind of do something around that. So yeah, we shall see. Julie says, I draw funky hands. You draw better hands than I do. My hands were not funky at all. Can't spell draw. Silver Fox says, ooh, the red hair would look stunning. It would, but I'm not doing it. I'm staying black. I like this. I like my Superman hair. So yeah. It would look very Ariel with red hair, but it would be really difficult to go back to red hair now. So no. Natalie says, if you dye your hair red, don't do it the way Rachel Maxey did. Lol. Oh no, bless her. I watched that video the other day. It was just like, oh, it was really funny as well, because obviously it looked so much redder on camera, and I've just been thinking how lovely and her color was as well. And it is a lovely, lovely color, but I'm guessing in real life it doesn't come across the same way it does on camera, because obviously it was it looked very red. And she did come on like editing Rachel and was just like, it looks a lot redder than it did. So yeah. Ron Ralph says, my furry overlords have been demanding attention. Oh, so cute. Gianna was very cute this morning. Johanna says, swing coat for the LED fabric. Ooh, yeah, that would look really cool, but I don't wear swing coats because I don't like them on me. What I'm thinking is, again, a very similar bodice to this, and then a skirt, and it's a circle skirt, but it's 3 tiers of the LED, because the wider the LED is, the less bright it is, but the shorter lengths, the edges are really bright where you cut them, and then the shorter the length of the LED fiber that the light has to travel through, the brighter it is. So I'm thinking a circle skirt. It doesn't have to be a full circle skirt. It could be a 3/4 circle skirt with 3 tiers of, again, my terrible, terrible art. So it would be like 3 tiers, and then sort of 12-inch lengths of the LED fabric over the top, so that there'd be like, it'd be really shiny there, really shiny there, really shiny there, and then like a very simple bodice at the top, and probably draped or something. But that's what I'm thinking. But I need to draft the circle skirt, cut it into pieces, work out how long the tiers are, because I want to gather the top of the LED part in a little bit as well. So yeah. Jojo says, sweet, the first mock-up for Mina's pleated skirt is all pinned up and I am loving it. Yay, that's so cool. Michelle says, for the record, I quite enjoy when you go off tangent or full waffle. Go for it anytime. This is good because I do it all the time. Julie says, as long as your art gets your point across, then that's the important thing. This is true. This is true. Yeah, I do think my drapey cowl neck dress of dreams is going to look amazing. I just don't think it's going to be right with those crystals, and I want to use those crystals. So I think I have made a decision. Thank you very much, you guys, for helping me do that. Now I've got to try and put my books away with her being in the way. There we go. Awesome. Right. I'm going to put Mum's stuff away. When we bought this light box for Mum, because it's for like tracing out quilting stuff as well, it came with a lead. So we very sensibly were like, right, let's put the lead in a box and label the box and put this, put it near the thing so that we know where the lead is. And then we probably didn't use it for months, like actual months. And then we came to try and find the box, and I put it away so you couldn't see the label. So we ended up having to buy another cable because we couldn't find the cable. And then when we moved, pulled this out, and it was like, oh, that's where it was. So now we have 2. Because, we have one for emergencies and one for actual use. Who doesn't need 2 cables for their A3 light box. And just so somebody else knows, it lives on top of the jumbo embroidery hoops. Right, let's make sure that I put this back away with the label showing. And that box is the perfect size for the CD towers, which is awesome because that's where it's living. So, yes. Oh, I feel very happy now. I haven't got to draft anything. Well, I've got to draft a double circle skirt for a long double circle skirt, but yeah. Oh. Can I show them the sneak peek of your fabric that you've used for your Dressmaker's ball dress, Big Bird? She sent me a photo of it. It is rather special. Julie says, oh, I've read that one. Rotten Ralph says, I want some LED fabric for fairy wings because I'm still a child at heart. That would look very cool. Christine says, bonjour, Shan and Peeps. What are you up to today? You sure looking good, Shan. Oh, thank you. Merci. We have been looking at my terrible art. So the figure I traced. And this is what my art really looks like. And we've been working out what we're going to be doing, or what I'm going to be doing for my Dressmaker's ball dress. And we have made my life easy. You guys love me. None of you keep, yeah, like I'm all like, oh, I'm going to do the thing. And you're like, no, let's do the thing. And it's the simple thing. So it's just literally my straight up Grace dress with double circle skirt. And then I get to sew these on. So yay. Yay. Big Bird says, yes, of course, just sewn on the last button. So Big Bird's, this is a sneaky peek of just a little bit of Big Bird's dress, but this is the fabric she's used. Colourful. Very colourful. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. Oh, yes. Rachel then says, I put things in very safe places all the time. Yes, Mum does that. And then we all promptly forget where we put the thing. We were saying yesterday, it's like, I was like, have you put the thing in a safe place? She's like, yes. It's like, we'll never find it again. You need to put things in unsafe places. Unsafe places, we will find them. So yeah. Sal says, created a piece of art recently. I went to a fan screening of the Lord of the Rings episode and created a legendary crown from the work of Tolkien. I dressed up as the first Dark Lord Melkor. Very cool. Silver Fox says, having just spent 6 weeks looking for some silk fabric and finding it in a tin for safekeeping, I feel your pain. Nice. Rotten Ralph says, my safe place is very safe from me. Yes, exactly. Christine says, wow, it looks good. Olivia says, good morning from Iowa. What have I missed? Ball dress decisions. Conchetta says, oh, Nia, that is beautiful, isn't it? Julie says, Nia, I look forward to seeing that. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, beautiful buttonholes and lovely fabric. Yes. And Julie says, I love colours. Yeah, me too. The more colourful, the better. So, yes. Yes. Oh, I'm done now. We've sorted it. We've sorted it. I love how this looks. I think it's going to be so pretty. I really love how that looks. Oh, sorry. So you know, so we're going to do a second one with the bronze and the gold and the drapes. You guys. Hey, you guys. Look at that. If I got the correct bronze colour. Oh, you guys. So what I'm thinking is that would get sewn onto the, because I'm a magpie bling, this would get sewn onto the bodice and then the cowl would drape over the top. Yes. What do you think? They were made for each other. And then if I got the bronzy brown fabric for the rest of it. Yes. Because then that, like, this is the right shape to be on the neckline, isn't it? And then the cowl going over the top, so this peeks through. So that's, yes, 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 yes. And I get some bling on it. No cowl with no cowl with that sort of bling. I'm sorry, Julie. You said it. You said it earlier. I'm a magpie. No. I think that's gonna look awesome. That is gonna look awesome. And it will use up one of my trims. I very much doubt you're gonna talk me out of that one. Oh dear. Olivia says that looks beautiful. Julie says we did good. We did. Carmen says can't wait to see the final dress. I know. Olivia says Sian, your dress looks lovely. Thank you. Rachel Lynn says ooh, I love that. Rotten Ralph says that's just kismet, isn't it? Yes. Carmen says yes, with the gold and the bronze. Yeah. Christine says yes, beautiful. Gin and Pin says I'm determined not to be finishing my ball dress on the train to the ball. I can see myself sitting there in Nia's front room all day Saturday sewing these on. I think I'm gonna have to get Mum to help me pin them on, because I'm gonna have to pin them on with the dress on me. And this mannequin is nearly my shape, but she is 2 inches shorter in the torso than I am, which sucks. And her hips are not big enough either. So I think I'm gonna have to put the dress on and then have Mum pin it to me, which could be interesting. Let's see. Marie says, by the way, Sian, do you have a bound buttonhole video? I want to do them for a winter project and I need guidance. Thanks. No, Gertie does. I really like her method. Yeah, and it's the organza window method, which I think Angela Clayton skips that step when she cuts the bit out of the facing so that the buttonhole's finished. She just cuts it and then turns it under and sews it, whereas Gertie sews another organza window to the facing part to turn through so you get a crisper finish. But no, I don't have a bound buttonhole. I've done 7 bound buttonholes in my entire sewing career, 3 on 2 coats and 1 practice one. And they're okay for my first times, but no, I don't have a video. But Gertie, Charm Patterns Princess Coat, I think she's got a publicly available video that shows the bound buttonhole process, and I think she is the one that does the second organza window, and that is the trick, the organza to turn everything back. Jojo says, oh my word, perfect, they look beautiful together. Thank you. Conchetta says gorgeous. Debbie says, the gold sparkly is gorgeous. Cecilia says, love the white and the bling with the drape. Yeah, I see. The reason I think that will work is because it's the right shape for the bust, like the sweetheart bust, and then the drape going over the top is going to still show it off but not detract, whereas this one the bling has to go over the top, so it would hold down the drape. Where did I get to? Tristan says, have a great rest of the day. We are off on a road trip to Arizona. Enjoy. Marissa says, there's this story about let's start again. There's this story about my aunt sewing the buttons onto her dress in the car on the way to Mum's wedding. That definitely inherited that gene. Yep. Julie says, I know, but really you'll end up taking away from either the cowl or the bling, but if you had some bling to go around the stomach, it would be okay with a cowl. No, I think the bling there is going to look really nice with the cowl, because I don't want anything on the stomach, because I think it adds bulk, so I want to keep that bulk free as possible. We shall have to agree to disagree. Rotten Ralph says, take a photo of the arrangement on your mannequin for the placement before you get them on the try to get them on the final dress. Yes, I will. I promise. It's a very sensible idea. Gin and Pin says, just don't have an argument with your mum before asking her to pin the bling on. Use me as a pin cushion. Yes, no, that would be good. Maria says, thanks for the info, Sian. Olivia says, yes, Gertie did make it public and it's a wonderful video. Yes, there you go. Yeah. Highly recommend that one. Julie says, haha to gin and pins, and she's laughing at me. She says, you do you, babe. I will. Thank you, Julie. I feel very, very good now. It's going to be an awesome dress. It is going to be an awesome dress. Yay. So now I need to try on my old KB Grace dress because the old one didn't quite fit me in the waist, and then I've enlarged it, and my three that I've made from the enlarged pattern are all too big for me now, like way too big for me. So I need to tweak the pattern a little bit, but that's a very easy tweak to do, so I'm not worried about that at all. It's just make the waist fit, basically. So I think what I will do is cut out the larger pattern and then just sew a larger seam allowance at the bottom if I need it. Well, I will need it, so yeah, a little bit of a tweak for that one. But yeah, I think this is going to look so pretty. My inner magpie is very happy indeed. Rock Ralph says, awesome dress, but not overwhelming to get made. Yes. Karen says, I have to go. Thanks for today. Love sewing with you all. I managed to make a cardigan tonight to finally have my sojo back after being ill for 3 months. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you got your sojo back, and I'm glad you're feeling better. And yes, thank you for hanging out with us whilst I waffle about fabric again. Elena says, if you will forget to take the photo of the arrangement, you have this hangout as backup. This is very true. This is very true. But let me be good. Let me be good. I've made her so she's not wobbly. She won't stay still. She won't turn around. Right. Okay. I think that's going to get that's a nice look as well, isn't it? Like I say, I really don't mind making this look wider. Obviously, these are not even, but they will be on the finished dress, or at least I shall hope to attempt to make them so on the finished dress. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the cupping of the boob or the. What do you guys think? This one or this one? So I can always take those off and put them further up here, as well as like. Yeah. Now I'm just faffing though. Gin and Pin says, I just stopped raining here, so I'm going to make a run to the shops by all. Thank you for joining us. Olivia says, does Nia, Big Bird, ever think about making YouTube videos? I absolutely love her humour. Big Bird? You I don't think you'd tolerate the editing process, would you? The YouTube chat keeps trying to censor the word boob as well. It's like, oh, I will not subject you to the word boob. Let's see. Jennifer says, don't recall the dress you're wearing. It's gorgeous. Thank you. It's the McCalls 7318. I have done a sew along for it in the Savannah. This was my test piece because the skirt was just not full enough, so I ended up adding lots of flare to it, and this was my test dress because this was some random viscose jersey that I had with orchids and leopard print on it, and it's come out quite well. Christine says, Sean, can you recap your ball dress again? Green or gold? Green. I've only got 4 meters of the gold, so I wouldn't have enough to do it. And this lace, the green, blends into the background on the green. Rotten Ralph says leaf out. Yeah, I think you guys are right as well. I think the leaf. Boob cuppage. Boob cuppage. I think. Christine says cup the boob. Elena says cupping is better. Rachel Lynn says I like the cupping the boob, it's more organic. Rotten Ralph says cup the breast to maintain the shapes. Oh, it didn't try and censor breasts. It doesn't like breasts, it doesn't like boobs. Olivia says cupping is better. Lollapalooza says it may not come up as high on your top if the smallest part of the waist, if your smallest part of the waist is lower than the mannequin's. Yes, this is true. I'm going to try and aim for something like this, but I think it's going to end up being obviously a little bit more distorted because of me being 2 inches bigger than taller than the mannequin. And I think I'm going to have to cut these ones off because this is definitely going to be like here where there isn't any fabric to sew it to. But if I take that one off, I can either use it as a hair piece or put it further up the strap, depending on which one will look better, or move it over here. But it will be nice to have little bits to play with. Conchetta says an actual video of you and Nia shopping for fabric would be great. I'd love to hear her commentary as you shop. Well, she does threaten to come to the Goldhawk Road meetups. The only reason she didn't come to the last one is because she was flying out to Kuala Lumpur to visit baby Bother, and they were very strict about COVID at the time, and it's a really good job she didn't come because both Debbie and I got COVID. So from that meetup, so it was a good job she didn't come to that one. We are booking in a appointment at Sherwood's to go and see them on Thursday, the 29th, I think it is. I'm going to book an appointment Thursday the 29th. Yeah, so we're leaving here on the 28th. We're going to Sherwood's on the 29th to go and fondle some fabric. I'm buying some of the elephant and chameleon cotton lawn for James's birthday Christmas present, and Mum's going to make the shirt so that Nia can take it out with her when she goes to see James this Christmas. So that's a couple of you guys mentioned when I showed you that suiting that I bought, the Bisou suiting, that I should get some more and make a Bianca Jagger style jacket out of it, and that idea is not gone. So I messaged Raymond and just said, could you put another 3 meters of that aside for me? And he was like, yes, sure. And then they can't find it. They've got it somewhere, but it's not where it says it should be in the warehouse. So they're going to keep an eye out for it for me. And there's also some denim that I've paid for and I need to pick up. So yeah, Big Bird and Mum and I will be going to Sherwood's shopping. So I'll get her to film. I'll see if Raymond will let me set up a camera pointing at the shop or something whilst we kind of like walk around just going, ooh, oh, have you seen this one? Yes. Yes. Christine says, Nia, the challenge has been set, lol. Rotten Ralph says, it genuinely doesn't censor the anatomical names. It's my hack to saying the naughty words without saying them. Nice. Julie says, question for the bling. Yes. Eleanor says, check before cutting how the beading will sit on you, just in case. Yes, no, I definitely will. Nia says, Olivia, fun though it would be, I don't have the time or the patience. I work full-time in the NHS. She does indeed. Julie says, would you sew the bling on a piece of fabric and then let the cowl hang underneath? Or would it be on top of the cowl? Oh, no, I'd sew the bling to the fitted bodice and then the cowl would go over the top. So it would cover some of the side bits of the drape, but you'd still, like, I'm planning on the drape kind of coming to there. So you would see it. Olivia says, I think if Nia just posts videos without editing would be great. I would watch. We don't need the cleaned up versions, just Nia being Nia. Nia says, I'm too potty mouthed to be unedited. Dear, yes, this is true. You will just have to enjoy the visits that we get down here and that we do up there when she's willing to let me film her. We're not going to have any baggy trousers moments at the dressmakers ball this time with boomerangs, so because she's wearing a dress. You'll have to think of some other kind of fabulous dance for us to boomerang near. Julie says, oh, okay, thank you for clearing that up for me. No worries, no worries. And Olivia's laughing at Nia. Yep. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. I think this is going to look really pretty. It's going to look really pretty. Yay. Yay. Debbie's laughing at Nia as well. You've met her. I was going to say, how many of you have met Nia in real life? But Debbie, you have, because you met her at the Festival of Quilts, haven't you? So yes. Yes. Conchetta says, Nia, I think that's probably why we love the video. You do have fabulous humour. Yes. Breaking strain of a Kit Kat. Useless as a chocolate teapot. They're some of my favourite ones. Olivia says the cow situation, it sounds wonderful. Yeah, I think it's going to look really pretty, and I'm excited about having an excuse to buy more bronze fabric now as well. Rachel Lynn says, can't wait to see both dresses. What are you going to work on first? I've got my orchid, licorice, and forget me not dress cut out. I have got the super secret squirrel project that needs to get done as well, and my border print jumpsuit. Then I'm going to be working on the Vogue 8772 shirt, and once those are all done, 5-piece capsule wardrobe and Ballmaker's dress ball. Dressmaker's ball dress. Words are hard. Sal says, the crown I created was my first time installing lights into cosplay prop. It has 3 jewels with 50 LEDs inside each. Very cool. Very cool. I always see people like Kamari cosplay and things when they're soldering in like LEDs to their props and stuff and making them like programming them things. I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. Debbie says yes, she's lovely. Nia says I get Shan drunk when she's vlogging and we get sensuous looks from the fwiff. Yes. Rotten Ralph says, Sal, I bet it looks beautiful. I'm sure it does. Julie says, I'd love to come to the island and meet all the family, but having a smallish kids kind of don't allow for that sort of me vacation. Yes. Well, we're going to be here for a while, so when they've grown up a little bit. Olivia says, I couldn't imagine your vision for the cow until you explained it. I was imagining something totally different. Ah, okay. See, I can still see a little, like I could do a little bit of draping under here, but I think you guys are right. It's going to detract from the beading. So I think, and it also makes it much simpler for me if I just do the beading on top of the basic dress, because the fabric and the beading is going to make the dress extra. So yeah. And then I get to do another evening gown with the other fabric and all the drapes on it, and that's going to be awesome. So yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Very good indeed. Yeah, so that's it for today, really. The only other thing I was going to do this afternoon is sit and play with my new bullet journal and start getting that done, but I need to video that, so I don't want to try and do 2 things at the same time because I'll fail at both miserably, so I'm going to concentrate on one at a time. But now that I've got this planned out, it's going to be good. That dress is not going to take me any time at all to make, so yeah. Olivia says, what is your mum making to wear again? She's doing exactly the same dress and overcoat that she did last time, because she enjoys wearing both of those things. So it's the So La-Di-Da Sweetheart dress with a lace long-sleeved coat that goes over the top. It's going to look very nice. Very nice indeed. We bought it's satin back crepe, but it's not too satiny, and the color that looks best is the brighter one, which is called hazelnut, and it looked a lot darker on the website, but it's actually kind of like a skin tone, So it's going to be like a naked illusion dress. It's going to be very fancy because the lace over the top is going to look really pretty. So it's the lace that we bought at the Festival of Quilts, and then like a long crepe sweetheart dress. Let's see. Rotten Ralph says, and now the brain wanders. Yeah. Sal says to Rotten Ralph, ironically, the crown looks evil and twisted, not beautiful, but beautiful in its awesomeness, I would imagine. Julie says, I do get that. I haven't filmed the last week. Jojo says, don't forget to like the stream, folks, before we all say goodbye for today. Yes, 127 of us and 94 likes. Silver Fox says, doing the other dress for next year could give you time to get a corset pattern together so you can have the support and then all the drapey folds and cowls on top of that. This is true. This is true. Olivia says, are the cranes going to be doing yoga and dying fly? They actually, the cranes, it's a double border when we've properly looked at it. So there may be some upside down cranes. We're going to be specific about print placement on that one for sure. Rotten Ralph says to Sal, even the twisted is different kind of beautiful, perhaps magnificent. Yes. Lollapalooza says, what are you lining your dress with? Cotton lawn, and I'm not sure if I'm going to line the skirt, to be honest. I'm going to wear a slip underneath of it, but I'm not sure that I'm going to line the skirt. Might need to. Good question. The cotton lawn for the top, and it's going to be an interlining, and then the actual lining is going to be the polyester fabric, so that there's no like white peeking out. It would have been fine if I'd used the white fabric, but I'm not going to. So, and then for the skirt, because I was worried about drape, I've got over here, I've got some viscose twill. So I will make a circle skirt, full length circle skirt out of that, and use that for the lining because it's got the right amount of drape, but it has enough structure. It's not a lightweight viscose. Like I say, it's twill, so it's quite a heavy viscose, and that will give me structure to sew the gems onto. Good question though, Lollapalooza. Thank you for making me think about that. Dave LaRove says, hi Sean, hi Peeps. Just been watching behind and watching you alter the funky outfit on your mannequin. Loved it. Love your dress today too. What material is it? It is a viscose jersey that I got from the Textile Centre many moons ago, and it's a really bizarre kind of like orchid and leopard print. It's like a digital print of like really pretty orchids with leopard panels in it. So like this is the 7318, so I need to tack these together and tack that there, and then do the same on the back because I lengthened the bodice on this one and I didn't need to, so I need to just tack these things into place so that, I mean, because of the print placement, I get away with it. It's not really super noticeable, but it bugs me. So yeah. I now make the underbodice of this dress with cotton jersey rather than viscose, and that gives it much more structure and much more thing as well, which is awesome. Conchetta says, is cotton lawn generally expensive? I just saw that Joann's in the States is starting to carry a new line of it. It's a bit pricey per yard. It very much depends on the quality. So Liberty cotton lawn is incredibly expensive and gorgeous, but incredibly expensive. It's up to £25 a metre here. And that's for the printed ones. The plain ones were £15, but might now be 17 because the printed lawns went up by £2, so the plain ones might be £17. The cotton lawns that I buy to line things with are £5 per metre, and it really depends. Like I've got the insertion trim, the Zimmerman insertion trim that I want to use, and I want to get some plain probably cream, but I want to get cotton lawn to make a shirt dress to put this trim into. And I wouldn't use my £5 a metre cotton lawn because it's not, it's lining quality. It's, you know, it feels nice, it sews nicely, it washes nicely, but it's not the best. And I wouldn't want it on the outside of a dress. So that's actually something I need to look at when I go to Lady McElroy on the 29th, is their plain cotton lawns, because they've got a few of them and I would like to have a look. So yeah, I mean, it's horses for courses kind of thing. Like, you can get really expensive lawns, you can get really inexpensive lawns, and they all have their place for different uses. I would never spend more than £10 per metre on lining fabric. And I try and, like I say, the cotton lawn that I get for lining my cotton lawn dresses is £5 per metre. So yeah. David Arab says, love the orchid leopard look, thank you. Rotten Ralph says, kaleidoscope print. It is a bit, yes. Julie says, how do you spell that? The thing sucky and inny sound. SCHU. Kind of ends on a SCHUMPH, I think. How would you spell it? Anna's here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Carol says Joanne has Liberties. Liberties is expensive. Conchetta says that's what Joanne is carrying. It's $34.99 a yard. Thank you for answering. I'm still learning about fabric selection for garments. That is not a bad price for Liberty when you take into account the shipping and import fees that will have been added to ordering a large bolt of it. Like I say, it's £25 per metre here in the UK. $34 a yard, so that you're getting slightly less than a metre as well. So yeah, I bought one proper Liberty Tana lawn. It was the rose print one that I've made my 8577 out of, and I've got enough to make a shirt out of. And it's gorgeous. I very much like it. I wanted it for the print. I wanted a Liberty Tana lawn dress, but there's a few prints that I want, but I've never kind of like been. The trouble with me is all the dresses that I want to make out of them are giant, so I need a lot of fabric. So they're kind of like, they have to be a really, really special print for me to spend that much money on them. Lady McElroy lawns are now £16 a metre. And I think they are just as nice. I know other people don't like them as much. And, you know, like, again, everyone has their own preferences. And that is at the top end of what I'm willing to spend on fabric, unless it's a really, really special dress. I think when I start getting over the £20 per metre, it's got to be absolutely amazingly perfect for me to bite the bullet and buy it, because as I say, I like really giant dresses, and I don't want to just get the print to then have it as a shirt or to use it as an accent print in something. If I want the print, I want it for the giant dress that I want to make out of it. So yeah. Sal says, I would show you my crown on the Peeps group, but I know it's for sewing fabric only. No, you can, like, that's fine, that's totally fine. Would like to see things that you've made. Like, people put up things that they've made that aren't, like, we put bags and stuff on. So yeah, no, if you've made it, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Just trying to keep it sort of like making related. David Arave says, haha, Julia, I noticed the sucky sound. Yes. Olivia says, does Joanne have Liberty fabric? Rotten Ralph says, SCHLOUP. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah. Lollapalooza says cotton is crazy expensive here in Canada also. Julie says she wouldn't know how to spell it. I don't. Flo says, good morning, everyone. It is a rainy day in Tennessee. Good morning. David Arave says there's a footballer called Jeffrey Schlupp. That could be how the spelling sucky and sound. Do not say it with pins in your mouth, though. No, definitely not. Carol says to Conchetta, that's a fair price for Liberty, that she's seen it for $42. Yeah, yeah. Teresa says, Sean, would you suggest not to make a dress for the outer fabric out of the Marley cotton lawn from Lady McElroy? Would you suggest not to make a dress for the outer fabric? No, like the Marley cotton lawn is what I make majority of my dresses out of. I love that stuff. I mean, again, you have to bear in mind that cotton lawn doesn't drape the same way that a viscose will, for example. So if you want a dress with cowls or like drape in it, then don't make it out of a cotton lawn. But if you want like a shirt dress or one of the kind of like structured bodice with the full skirts on it, like my Foxy Woodland dress, those kinds of things are perfect to make out of cotton lawn. It's you need to think about the final silhouette and what you want it to do for you when you're picking your fabrics for it. But no, Marley cotton lawn, love it for making dresses, and I'm predominantly it's either that or the viscoses that I'm buying from Lady McElroy. Conchetta says to Carol, thank you. Think I'm hesitant because I'm afraid to spend the money and mess up the garment. Yeah, you want to buy, when you're buying those kinds of fabrics that are really expensive, you want to be buying them for T&T patterns like I did with my 8577. And again, this is my opinion, and I'm not saying it says the rule. This is just my rule for me, and my advice for buying that kind of fabric. I had made a bunch of 8577s ahead of time. I know I love wearing them. I know I love making them because it's a fabric hungry beast of a dress. It needs 5 meters. So at the time it was $22.50 a meter, and I had a discount code, and James and Nia had given me a £25 gift voucher for Christmas as well for Liberty. So I think I spent something like £100 at Liberty on 5 meters of the fabric and 10 buttons. But I knew I was going to be making a dress with it that is my T&T, that like ride or die. Like, you know, I love the 8577. I love that dress. There is a review on it. There's a sew along for it. I will make more. It's just, I like wearing it. I feel comfortable in it. And it was one of those ones where it's like, I can see myself wearing this print, and I know I love the dress. So it's not going to be a waste of fabric. I'm not going to make the wrong thing with it. I'm not going to get FOMO kind of like making this dress out of that fabric. But I wouldn't suggest you go and buy 5 meters of Liberty fabric and try a new dress to you, because you don't know. You might be the most amazing dress ever, but if you're buying a cotton lawn fabric, you want to be able to wear the dress frequently. It's not like I mean, it could be a special occasion dress, totally. I made one of the wedding dresses that I made for the lady who had 3 wedding dresses off of me. She had Liberty Tresco as the outer fabric, and then I did some underlayers out of a sari that her mum had brought her back many years ago from India. That wasn't terrifying at all because it wasn't fabric. If I fluffed it up, I couldn't replace it. And it was the 8977 actually. 8997, sorry. And so it was the mermaid style dress. So it was all fitted up here, very low cut for her as well. And it was in the Liberty Tresco print, which is one that I want and will buy at some point. And that was her evening wedding gown. So not saying that Liberty Cotton Lawn has to be like an everyday dress. It can be a special dress. It just needs to be a dress that you know fits you, you know how to make, and that you know you wear and you love. And again, that's just my rules for me and how I look at buying expensive fabric. Carol says to Conchetta, make a pattern twice that you're happy with, then buy the Liberty. Big believer that you need to make a pattern 3 times to really be happy with it. Conchetta says to Carol, that's where I am. Sean has taught me all about wearable muslins. Thanks for all of the help. You're very welcome. Dave on a Rave says, the dress you are wearing reminds me of when old friend had accidentally tumble dried a similar one, then put it on and it crumpled and totally ripped apart as it was so tight. Never tumble dry a dress. Oh, wow. Yes, no. She luckily had another one, but wasn't the same. Oh, yes. No, I tumble dry my fabric the first time after I've washed it, but I don't ever tumble dry my clothes. I tumble dry my sheets, but I don't tumble dry my clothes. Julie says, and there is 27 of them, 8577 in your closet. Actually, only 7, but I'm not ruling out there being 27 when I'm finished. Right, so yes, I've told you my plans for my Dressmakers ball dress. I've told you my plans for the rest of the week. Hopefully there will be waffles on Tuesday and Thursday, hopefully. And then there will be the orchid dress on Friday, either the licorice dress or the border print jumpsuit on Saturday, and then a hangout on Sunday. So I am looking forward to it. It should be a good week. I think I'm going to sit and play with some stationery this afternoon, though. I think that's what I'm in the mood for. I've got it in my head that I'm going to start sewing tomorrow, so I just don't want to start today for some reason. So I'm going to pick up the dress tomorrow. So yes, for the rest of Sunday, I'm going to play with my stationery, and I need to film at least some of the process for a video going out in December, so that I am ready for all of the stuff that needs to go up in December, because I'm doing Vlogmas as well. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Stephen Ray says, I find tumble dryers are convenient but so dangerous. Everything can shrink and peel and bobble as well. Yes. David on the Rave says, you sound like Greg David there, going through the weeks like that. 7 days. Yes. Elena says, see you next time. Have a lovely week. Thank you. Cecilia says, have a good day, peeps. I'm going to get off here and strike fabric and dream about making things. Enjoy. Enjoy. Yes, it's been a lovely kind of Sunday morning, afternoon. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will see you all on Tuesday for some waffle. And I'll see you next Sunday for some live chat. And who the hell knows what we'll be doing. Probably more fabric fondling. We shall see. But anyway, nice to see you all. See you next week. Bye.